I am super excited about today's conversation, you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I have Lauren Petrullo here with me today. I learned that she learned to live out of a duffel bag. And I was like, oh my goodness, how do you live with only the stuff in a duffel bag? I got a lot of questions. So please help me welcome today to our show, Lauren Petrullo. Lauren, how are you today?
Oh, I'm so good. How are you doing?
I'm very good. Thank you so much. As we talk about reducing the amount of things in our lives in lieu of using what we have, use it or lose it, which is
Mm.
the concept, it brings to attention how many of the things we have in our house right now are we paying extra money for because it's a use it, what did you call it? A pay per use kind of
Yeah,
a value. If we have stuff that we're not using and we've got a lot of it, or we're paying to store it in a storage unit and we're not going to use it or we're not using it, how much does that stuff actually really cost us?
for sure. And it's even the mental tax on it because you feel the guilt. You're like, oh, I know I should be wearing this, or I know I should be using this china cabinet because my grandmother gave it to me. That to me is more cost prohibitive of wasting time and energy on something that like pulls me away from doing what I enjoy or spending time with people I care about.
Wow, that's fascinating. So now, as a business owner,
Mm.
how are you using the minimalistic lifestyle inside your business? Because I know that you have to streamline a lot of the stuff that you do, and that requires reducing decisions, reducing time, reducing energy, reducing costs, all the things that create chaos in a business.
Yeah, I said a little bit earlier that if it's not an absolute yes, it's a heck no. Sometimes we'll get like more like excited versions of that kind of situation. So when we look at exploring new projects, like there's a term in marketing called shiny object syndrome. I don't know if anyone's heard this in other applications, but it's where you're like, oh my gosh, this is so exciting. And you pull all your attention and you're distracted from all the other stuff you're working on. So like we say it's SOS. So we'll call out SOS and Elmo for different like topics of conversation. Elmo stands for enough, let's move on. And if we're
Okay.
in person, we'll toss an Elmo doll at the other person to politely say, hey, enough, let's move on. You're monopolizing the conversation. But we just make that like really hard decision. If it's not an absolute yes, it's a heck obvious no. And then the other ways that we'll do it is we try to, at the beginning of any conversation, state clearly what does success look like at the end of this
Mm.
conversation or at the end of this project. And then if at any point there's a deviation, like you're allowed to qualify, but we start every conversation, every meeting, every project. What does success look like? Because we've seen with clients and other projects, without that definition, it's like, ah,
Well, I think that's really interesting for a lot of people that are going through their stuff. Let's say that
mm,
they have too much clutter and they're trying to clean out their closet. If
mhm,
there's no clear end in mind, how do you know when the job is finished? And I
yeah,
think that's one of the discouraging things is people will go in their closet and they putter around for a little bit and they might get rid of some stuff or they might donate some stuff, but because they have not articulated what that success looks like, they're
yeah,
not sure if they ever achieved it. And so then they leave and they're confused. Did I do it? Are we done? And I think that's the challenge that kids get into when you send a kid in to clean their room. And the kid
mhm,
goes in and they scatter around stuff in their room. I think I cleaned it, but there's no clear end in mind. And without that clear end in mind, how do you know if you ever accomplish the task? And when we cleaned houses, and I, as a professional house cleaner of 25 years, I'd go inside, we'd bid jobs all the time. And I would ask every single customer, how will you know when the job is done? And they would say the weirdest things because my blinds will be turned slightly upwards, or because the fringe on the oriental rug will be combed. That doesn't have anything to do with cleaning, but that's in their mind how
mm,
they would know the job was clean. And so what we
yeah,
did then is we would make notes because every house was slightly different. And I think it's important in this conversation as we're going through our stuff. Every person in your home is different. So a
yeah.
clean closet to one person is going to be different for a clean closet to someone else.
Yeah. At first, if you don't know how to set success, I would just ask, who is this more important for? Are you cleaning for yourself? Are you cleaning for your significant other who has asked you to clean? And understanding and like asking, what does success look like? And I would just say, for me, and I don't know if you know this, but I used to be the friend that I would take over my friends' rooms and like hanging out meant you choose the music and DJ, I am going to clean up for you kind of situation because I've seen these books not get touched. And we don't have to do like donation packets or anything like that. But like going back to your milk crate, or like a tub storage container. What I like to do when I'm cleaning for someone else, I have a container in my garage and I'll put stuff and I put it away. If it's like, oh, I can't find this, I know exactly where it is and I can
Mm,
go pull it. But if he hasn't
mhm.
noticed it for 6 months and he won't remember it, and there's only been like 2 or 3 times where I don't know what happened to it. I was like, oh, you know what? There's a hole in it. So I had thrown away or I had given away. But I'll hide stuff. And if they don't notice it for 6 months, then they really didn't miss it or need it. Whereas for
It's
stuff you
interesting
don't
you
like.
brought that up, and I've never admitted to this, but I do the exact same thing because my husband loves to collect things. And it's not because he's a pack rat, but it's more because he's a collector. He's
Mm,
like a hunter and a collector, and he likes to go in search of something and then collect it, but never to use it again and never to revisit it again. And so it would be weird little things like there was this little Fabergé tiger that he gave it a name and everything. And it was like supposed to sit at the top of your stairwell and look at you as you come up the stairs or whatever. I'm not sure what the purpose of it was, a little house ornament. And we had it for 12 or 15 years. And then I moved it to a back bedroom and it was there for, I don't know, 6, 7 years or something, it never to be seen or used of again. And
mm,
so it disappeared one day and it's never been brought up. He never asked for it. He never missed it, never anything. But on that same tone, I started pulling things out. We're not using this. It's been sitting here or it's collecting dust. And so if this is not being used in our home, will you miss it? And every Saturday with the clutter corner, we get rid of a donation box of stuff. Every Saturday is the day we deliver it to the Goodwill or the
yeah.
Salvation Army or the whatever the donation center is. And I've been putting stuff in that box. And if he walks by and he's, oh, I still want to have that. Do you really want to have it? Because I won't toss it if you're really going to use it.
Mm.
And then he's like, well, I guess I'm done. It's interesting when we let go of some of those things intentionally, knowing that it's a heck no, we're not going to keep it, you know?
I will say in that stuff, if he remembered something, so say he had brought up that Fabergé tiger, then I know this is really important to them and I'll put more significance and consideration around that object or often like those shoes or that t-shirt. Especially if you have a kid and you start to move some of the toys or the books that like they're not using. If they remember it, that's like a full stamp. Like that was an obvious yes. Mea culpa. Oh, let me clean this for you, or let me fold this for you, or let me make sure that I also respect how important this product is to you.
I think that's important. And the key is if we're going to have things that are important to us in life, I think it's also our responsibility to communicate with other people in our family the things that are important to us instead of just
Yeah.
drifting past them aimlessly every day, never to see or use or touch them because we're blind to them now because they've been in our houses for so long.
Yeah.
And if it is important to you, then use it, which goes back to the use it or lose it concept. And I love your 100 items of clothing.
Mm.
I'm curious to know in the back of my head, could I live with, and I probably could because I wear the same things every day. Could I live with 100 pieces of clothing or less?
Yeah. It was a really good defining because if you go back to what is done, what does success look like? I know the number. I don't have to make a decision. And that 100 was just not made from anything other than felt like a hard number to do, but also an easy number. And when I got to it, I was like, this is a lot more. At the time, it felt like a lot less. At the same time, I was like, wait, but hold on. How many pairs of jeans do I have? I was like, how many pair of jeans am I actually wearing? I live in Orlando, Florida. It's hot.
Yeah.
Like very rarely are we wearing like long jeans and pants and stuff. But the 100 was a pretty good number. I've been able to go to my friends, help them choose it down. And going back to when I was in high school, working and soccer and school and potentially like hanging out with friends, having a social life, having pieces that fit all those different scenarios and having really small accents. For me, it's jewelry because it takes up no space and it really can make a difference.
All right, you guys, I'm going to encourage you to look through your closets and find out how many pieces of clothing you can let go based on Lauren's conversation with us today. And the concept is this the me I'm running towards or the me I'm running from? Don't hang on to it because of Catholic guilt. Don't do it. Don't do it. All right, we'll see you guys next time. Thanks again. Have a great week.